This video is about how to stop bad habits at a very core root level. And I know there are a lot of factors in this effort of stopping bad habits. I don't claim to have them all. But the one I would like to talk about is the one that's at the very root of it all. And I think that's the best way to deal with any problem, is to get to the root. If you can identify the root cause of any problem, then you're much more likely to solve it. So, let's identify what the root cause of most bad habits is. Of course, not all of them. At the root is missing love. So, human beings are, at their core, love-receiving and love-giving beings. Like, that's what we are. And when we are not operating in receiving love well or giving love well, not an or, an and, because we are designed to do both well, then something else necessarily fills those voids in our lives. Hence, habits. Now, these don't have to be negative habits, they can be positive habits. And obviously we're not too concerned about changing positive habits. But with negative habits, we obviously want to change those. So, once we recognize that missing love, a lack of receiving love and a lack of giving love, is at the core of the activities that have taken the place of those two things, then we can remedy it. How? By learning to live in love. Number one, the biggest part of that is learning to receive love from Jesus himself, from our Creator, from God the Father, Yahweh, Yehovah, however you pronounce his name. I'm sure Hebrew scholars would correct me on all this, but there's only one Creator, right? And he is love. So learning to live in and receive his love is the number one factor to healing and getting rid of bad habits, because when the love comes in, it pushes the other unhealthy things out. Practically speaking, we just learn to receive it. We say, Father, I receive your love. Jesus, I receive your love. And we learn to develop a relationship with him, because the only place in all of existence that love can be found is inside of a relationship. You can't find love anywhere else. It has to be found in relationship. Now, you can have moments of love with people that you don't have a relationship with, right? But real, lasting, true, genuine love, the kind that never quits on you, that's only found inside of real, genuine, lasting relationships, okay? And since we need his love so much, we need to have a relationship with God, with our Creator, okay? Number two, we need love with people. We need to enjoy those same dynamics that we're enjoying with our Creator that we're enjoying with people. Number one, receiving love from them, which necessitates relationships with them. And number two, giving love to them, which also necessitates relationships. So, healthy relationships and living in love with God and with people are the two primary things that will push out bad habits out of our lives. Okay, and it's not a stretch to say that the majority of us haven't lived in those two things very well. At least the majority of the people I know. Maybe it's different where you live, and you live on some special planet where everybody lives in love. That's a little joke, but you get the point, right? So, we should be living there in love all the time. Again, because we are love-receiving and love-giving beings. That's who and what we are. Okay? The third factor is also a factor of living in love, but that's the factor of loving ourselves, which is not quite as important as the other two, but it's still in there. It's still included in the Great Commandments, right? Love God with all your heart, mind, soul, strength, and love your neighbor as what? As yourself. And I used to laugh at this when I was younger, but it's very true. You can actually love yourself. How? By treating yourself the same way that he treats you, in the same way that those around you treat you, with love and kindness and mercy and acceptance and all of the ways that you would treat your own child, right? You treat yourself that way, then you're learning to love yourself, okay? And Once I heard Jesus tell me one time, I kid you not, he said, "Jesse, if I loved you enough to die for you, the least you can do is treat yourself well." Never heard that in church, but it's profound and life-changing. So once we learn to do those three things, live in love, then the activities, the negative habits, will slowly but surely move on down the trail. Thank you, and have a nice day.